I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up.
I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throw it blind in my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Know you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Atlanta Falcons. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Let's go. What's the plan? Come on, 45. Cut. Switch. Check safety.
Play action. It's Jackson. He'll bite. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now it's Jackson. Shakes off the sag. And the pressure gets to him again.
Now that's the way to open up a game on defense. Back-to-back sacks. We know that someone's come to play today.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
You're not ready. Check. Lucky.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. In this case, was strictly the run game.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Back to throw. James. And he finds a man with a crossing route. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, Jefferson. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hey, you don't want to see it? You don't want it? Kill, kill, kill. Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
Here's James from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 37. That catch, by the way, number 940 in his career, so he's 60 away from a grand. But 940, that ties him with Art Monk.
And I think it's fitting that he tied Art Monk because of the way that he goes about his business, the way that he plays the game. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of dash, but plenty of production.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st.
Here we go. Let's make these babies crawl.
James on 1st and 10. Wright's got it. He gets away from one. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the 1st tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
2nd and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
53, check.
Now James throwing on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down again.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A very solid gain of 27. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Penny, the first down carry. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. In on the stop, DeMonte Casey.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 24-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Now Rashad Penny. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 24, check 24. Switch.
They run. Devontae Freeman looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is James. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
James now throwing on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the curls. Check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. James. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll go down at the 28. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
They come up in an offset eye. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Go. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the run. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Quick dad. Ready, go.
They'll try and run. Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Cheers, go.
Now it's Freeman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
53, check 53. Watch the screen, watch the screen. H3, 218, chopper. Mike, 53. Dude, fellas, let's go. Mike. Hey, come on now.
Here's James looking to throw on 2nd down. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Yep. I got him. 52's in my
Running right, this is Freeman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. James operating from the gun. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Jackson. Now he's going to go up top over the middle, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taken in at the 22. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
10 yards on the pickup.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
22, Mike 15, go!
Freeman again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Got it? 53 is the mic. Delta. 53 is the mic. 53, go!
On third down, Jefferson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run here with Freeman. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there, second and goal.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Here's a second and 7. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal?
Check the hot read. Ready.
Looking to throw. James looking end zone, but it's incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing is Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. They go play action with Jackson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this. It's caught inside the 25. Give him 32 on the play. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll get this out wide. It's Nelson with it. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Jackson will throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Single. Check.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Desmond Trufant with a sack. The corner blitz hits home.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. The field goal we just saw has this now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball. But here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that. And that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Ready. 70 in. 52 topper.
Now James on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
General,
To throw is James. To throw on 2nd down. This complete to Jones. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the draw, this will be Freeman. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded at the 20. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Jackson. Being chased out left. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
I got you.
from the gun on third down. Jackson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now. Go. Check 50. Slam. Tight off.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Jackson. A battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Jackson's pass complete to number 17.
Let's go, fellas.
A gain of 16 yards.
Jackson on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Check tight.
Here's Jackson, throwing again. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 14, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Undercrunch.
A 20th carry now for Freeman. He's got a first down and more past the 30. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. 20. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to third down. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And to give this time to the tailback. And down he'll go at the 25.